good evening, and welcome, gentlemen and ladies, of course, to the Black Table, where the only rule is there are no rules. Okay, maybe there are a few, but we're not telling. Tonight, we're tackling the kind of stuff that keeps you up at night, the kind of stuff you'd never admit to your therapist. We're talking about the big questions, the dirty secrets, and the choices that define us. Tonight, we're ditching the small talk and diving headfirst into the deep ends of loyalty, entitlement, and the kind of moral dilemmas that will have you questioning everything you thought you knew. So grab them drinks, settle in, and let's get started. Because on the Black Table, we don't just talk, we live it. My name is Olamide, of course, and I'll be your host. Joining us on the Black Table tonight for an amazing discussion is to my left, the man we call the Mayor of Agungi, the most faithful man in Lagos.
Thank you.
One of the most amazing voices on radio.
Thank you.
He's got the wisdom of a 1,000-year-old man.
Thank you.
He goes by the name Tear Gang.
Namaste. You said grab the drink, so I'm grabbing mine.
So you got your drink. And of course, joining us again on the Black Table to my right is the man that goes by the moniker, the eighth wonder of the world. He's been on television for so many years, and it's something that is in his DNA. This guy was doing television when I was a baby. Wow. Forget how he looks like. Wow. But you look good for your age. I think you're about 50 now, 60?
Nah, 57 now.
57, congratulations. You look amazing. Of course, joining us is Miles Abiodun.
Wagwan.
Nice to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
Of course, we still have
As
a
a
couple
substitute,
wait, calm down, guy. calm down. We still have a couple of other people joining us tonight. We still have, of course, one of the most amazing broadcasters in Nigeria, Frank Edoho. He'll be here shortly. And of course, we've got Miracle OP, aka Mr. Energy. They'll be here in the studio in a bit, and then of course we'll introduce them to you guys. But before they get here, I want to ask you guys a few questions, starting from you, gang.
Go ahead.
How's your week been?
A bit rough. My team lost. Champions
You
League.
Thierry.
I'm Terry.
Oh my God, this is
No,
so sad.
it's my allergies.
Without Henri in there, scary.
No, but the week hasn't been that bad. Today is my older brother's birthday,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, that's it. It's it.
All right, Miles.
Yeah.
Quick question. Yeah. How's your week been?
Yeah,
Any interesting stuff happened?
Nothing really interesting. Just work without Rihanna being in the mix. Just
Without Rihanna.
yeah, work.
What's Rihanna got to do with
They
it?
didn't get
You
it.
didn't get it. It's fine.
I didn't get
It's
it.
okay, it's okay.
Can you kindly
We
explain?
understand. It's fine. It's okay. But it's just
Okay.
been work all through this week, and I learned some new skills this week too. So
Oh,
yeah,
what
I'm
kind
about
of
to shoot
skills?
a series with this man. But about to shoot a
I'm already
series.
laughing.
So yeah, that series.
Okay.
Okay, so
I don't know why I'm teary-eyed all of a sudden.
oh,
You know, you say men don't cry, Abby.
Well,
gang
so
is
listen.
crying.
I'm not crying. I'm not telling you. My allergies, like something got in my eyes. I'm not crying. I can't. When last did I cry? Okay, a funeral, but you know.
Okay, so I just want to say that it's okay if you want to cry on the Black Table.
It's fine.
Never.
We listen. We do
On
not
this
judge
table.
here.
We do not
and,
judge.
you know,
I judge.
This is a safe zone. Okay.
We listen, we don't judge, but
Yeah.
I judge.
It's a safe zone. Anyways, we're going to be starting the show with our quick fire. So we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll dive into the very first story, and hopefully we can break it down and see what the men of the Black Table think about it.
My people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
You no go see
disappear.
am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her,
Na woman.
na the woman. talk no dey be person yo make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria. Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person wey be single mother before. He carry another man show say na my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
You no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
Daddy dey friend the husband, you not see sign say.
All right, welcome back. Joining us for tonight's discussion is one of the most distinguished gentlemen in broadcasting, a powerhouse, a multiple award winner, known as the host of the popular Nigerian TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Let's put our hands together to welcome the one and only Mr. Frank Edoho.
Thank you. Thank you. Always a great welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So before we came live, I was telling you what the situation of things are. I'm hoping you can tell us that you've had a wonderful week.
Well, this week, yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So you, in your ecosystem, you have to just have to try to make things work. You understand? Because most people really mete out their anger to the environment. So you must try, in spite of the circumstances militating against your existence, you should try to look for a way out. That's what men.
Yeah, that's what men. That's what
men do.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody. If your daughter wants a pizza, especially ones with the pineapple topping and all that, you get her a pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not gonna. She's not gonna say, well, the indices of the economy are they are not really aligned. No excuses.
Yeah. Welcome. Lovely to see you. So before you join us, we're going to take our first quick fire, and this one is a bit funny, but it's a good thing you started by talking about your child. The story is it's across the border, but it's something that we felt we should talk about because it's a bit universal. A 45-year-old whose parents. Our first quick fire. Do we owe our parents anything after education? We're talking about the ultimate entitlement case. A 45-year-old American living the high life dragged his folks to court for the sum of $50,000 because, well, they haven't met his needs. Anyways, we'll take this quick video, and after that, we'll have a brief conversation over this.
Suing your father for $50,000.
Because I don't have any money to my name. He's loaded, right? Him and my mom are loaded.
Okay.
And if they want me out of the house, they're going to have to help me out a little bit. So I figured I'll leave the house, but you got to give me at least 50 G's so I can go out and get a place to stay.
You're 45 years old.
Yes, sir.
You said you haven't worked since 2008?
No, when I had all those issues.
Okay.
And I can't get a job now.
So for the past 16 years, you've been living in their residence off of their money off of their welfare,
Like
off
I
of their
should.
care, and you think that you're entitled to that.
I'm definitely entitled to it.
How do you figure that? Because they
Because-
brought you into the world and it's their responsibility to take care of you.
Yeah, like if you are married, it's like till death do you part, right?
You're not married.
Well, having a kid is the
And
same
even
as-
if you were married, you still have the right to divorce that person and have that person out of your life. You are an adult. They have no obligation to you.
They do, Your Honor.
No, they do not.
They need to cook for me. They need to buy me a car, pay my
You
insurance.
are a grown man.
Yes, I know that. That's why they got to spend more on me and take
Part
care of me.
of being a grown man is being responsible for yourself. Babies cannot take care of themselves. Toddlers cannot take care of themselves. People who are in elementary school cannot take care of themselves.
I do a lot
By
for
the
myself.
time you get to middle school, you start to develop that skill set. You know what stuff is in the kitchen. You know how to feed yourself. By the time you get to
45 years, Your Honor.
I do so much stuff around the
By
house.
the time you
I
get to
do
high
the
school,
di-
hold on. By the time you get to high school, you go out, you can start working, getting a job, learn how to drive a car. By the
did that.
time you are 18 years old, and in this state you are legal when you are 18 years old, as an adult, you are responsible for your own self. Now, granted, you say you developed a disability back in 2008. And again, I am sorry that you went through that. But that man right there, Barry Condor, he is not responsible for you. He is not. What's your wife's name?
Joanne.
Joanne Condor. She is not responsible for you. Okay?
Okay, that's a very interesting video that we just saw. But of course, it didn't happen in this part of the world. But is this something that is happening here, whereby we have people who are entitled, maybe not as old as 45 years old, because that's an extreme case. But Frank, have you witnessed a situation like that, whereby failure to launch, whereby perhaps a young chap has been overindulged by his parents, and then they've just failed to launch, and they believe that they have to get everything through their parents?
Well, obviously, this is an outlandish case of entitlement. 45 years old. The guy has stayed so much at home, even his father's white hair is sticking to his head. And he said he had a disability a few years ago. That disability is the disability to leave home, inability to grow up and everything. He's still there ranting like a child that threw the toys out of the pram. Well, I feel that this is an extreme case. But when you talk about the African culture, this is not in consonance with the African culture, but there are some cases of it. It goes down to upbringing. That father knows that he had a hand in it. You've always been mollycoddling the child, and you don't spare the rod and spoil the child. Because in that case, if it's in Africa, the parents would have reset him since. You understand? So I think this is an outlandish case.
Okay, Mouse, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, let's bring it back home. I know someone for sure, name is not mentioned, that is 39, a guy. He still lives with his parents. He occupies a BQ in the house, and we were having a conversation because his girlfriend was complaining at some point.
He has a girlfriend?
Yes, he's planning.
What a surprise.
He's planning on getting married, and the girl kept complaining like, the mother is always in their business, yada, yada, yada. And we had a conversation that day like, Jai, don't you think it's time for you to move? I said, move out for what? Why? This is not a skit. Why should I start paying rent when my mother takes, because his dad is late, but the mother is the money bag. My mother pays for everything. He will tell you like, my mom just filled my tank. He's 39. My mother just filled my tank, or she just got me a new phone. That's what he does all the time.
Does he call his mom mommy?
Yeah. Well, my mother. He says my mother.
Okay, says my mother.
He said this to my face like, why should I go rent a house?
So from what you said, I think the mom indulged him.
We have
up to that point.
I remember when
I moved out from my home then. I remember my mom telling me that, no one's asking you to leave or whatever. But she also encouraged me well enough to find my own lane. So I remember when my kid sister left the country, she was like 17. Yeah, so everyone find your lane. So it's definitely the upbringing. There are times whereby parents, especially our parents' generation, they have a funny way of holding on to their children and not letting them go and letting them do things. But gang, I know you moved out when you were 40.
Come on now. Why are we always taking? Come on,
it's my bro, so he knows I'm joking.
I like the fact that Frank has noticed that you guys are always trying to pick.
No, they're always trying to.
And it always backfires.
Yeah, and saying falsehoods. He moved out at 42.
Whoa. I'm not even 42.
Yeah, oh wow.
So, gang, what's your summation on
See,
the
now,
video?
as much as I agree with you guys, I'm going to come from a different perspective.
Okay.
You know that thing they say about having children is selfish, you know? You bring children into the world, and people just basically follow the norm, especially for a man. Get to this age, leave your parents' house, start your own family, and so on and so forth. But if you look at the economy and certain situations, I know of a family that are almost like in an estate. The children have houses all around. They build a house for each child, and they raise their families there. But if you look at it in terms of like pooling resources together, instead of now if you have 10 kids, you're now paying rent in 10 other homes and so many other things. You can cut costs by all living together. This guy's case is very peculiar because he's just a lazy person that doesn't know what to do with his life, and he's been indulged by his parents. But in all honesty, to an extent, who wrote the rules and says you have to leave home?
No, they don't need to write the rule. Get the heck out of the house.
No, but here's the now.
Your parents cannot continue in old age taking care of you with their bones creaking.
It seems very abnormal.
But I want to say this. He said his parents are loaded, and you can see the dad is a very old man. Who are they keeping those resources for?
Okay, let me ask.
Because he knows the parents are loaded.
I think I should ask him a question. Did his father before him stay with their parents till 45?
Well, that answer could be no, but does he have to do what his father did?
No, okay, who says he shouldn't? I mean, we are not following rules, but let me tell you.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I know. I understand. We have to speak, but, I don't think there's any other point on the other side of the divide for that guy, because the guy is clearly entitled. Yeah. And most people will fly into a rage when they realize a 45-year-old guy, he's not even, somber about the whole thing.
The fact that he's suing the parents.
He's suing the parents and said they have to do stuff for him. They have to take care of him and all that.
He has a disability.
Yeah, he has a disability.
I had a friend that used to indirectly blackmail his parents years ago. From that time, university days, she was like, I didn't ask you guys to be here. You guys brought me here, so
I didn't have a choice in this.
Everything I need. And his mom was so soft that everything he wants, she always used to provide.
But let's flip this around and let's look at it from the female point of view, especially in this part of the world, whereby when a woman isn't married, sometimes you find them staying longer at home with their folks. When is it a major red flag? Because I know of women who are over 40 and they're not married, and some actually stay with their folks. So when do you think it's a red flag? When do you
let me start real quick here, because I know in a lot of Nigerian customs, culturally, it's assumed that a woman should be taken from her dad's house. A lot of men in the Nigerian society frown on an independent woman that has left her dad's house and is on her own. Some cultures believe that a woman should stay under her dad's roof till another man comes to take her away. So it doesn't matter how old she is at the end of the day. When she now becomes too old and is about to expire, maybe.
How old is too old?
Exactly.
How old is too old? You want them to say, hear it from my mouth.
but I think generally, even across the world and also in Nigeria, I think when a woman or even a young man is getting to the age of 30, they should be prepared to find their own, space.
Are you saying that if the woman doesn't have like a suitor or a fiance, they should still move out?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But also, since we are talking culture here, also in the Nigerian culture, when a woman goes to stay by herself.
Yeah.
The suitors that come are very wary, especially if she's a success. She can be successful, not because of any man, just a hardworking, virtuous woman who is an achiever.
Yeah.
Some men get repelled for that because some of them, can't handle the success of a woman.
Yeah.
So some people, that's why I say it's okay for the woman to still be in her parents' house if she wants to make it easy for suitors to come. But I'm not saying that marriage is the ultimate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really compulsory.
Yeah.
It's not compulsory. But you're right, it gets to a certain age. If you're not interested in marriage, I think you should let your parents breathe, because
exactly.
Yeah, you should let your parents breathe. Yeah.
Right. All right, on that note, we'll move on to our next quick fire, and this has to do with Pastor Paul Eneche and his wife, Dr. Becky, who have urged single men to marry their age mates, especially men in their 40s. Meanwhile, social commentator Reno Mockery has urged men not to marry their age mates, strongly advising them to marry women 10 to 15 years younger. Men who marry their age mates, he claims, might not enjoy intercourse as they reach menopausal age together, thereby putting them at risk of developing prostate cancer.
Wow, that escalated.
So are you going with the clergyman and his wife, or do you agree with Reno Mercury? Tell me, what are your thoughts? We have a video that we're going to show right now, and then after that we banter over this.
Has clocked 40, maybe he's even getting to 50. He has passed 57. And then they say marry. And he's going and carrying his 2 legs and looking for 16-year-old girl. 18-year-old girl. 20-years-old girl. Mind yourself.
Wait a minute. Those that are 40-something like yourself, who are you leaving them for?
I wonder. Go for your age mates.
Nothing is as annoying as that.
Very annoying.
Very annoying.
You see somebody quarter to 50. He said, praise the Lord, I have finally found a wife to marry.
Let me tell you a story. One man came and he said he wants to marry. And he said the person he wants to marry must be a virgin. Wait a minute. So I told him, I said, are you a virgin yourself? He said no. I said, okay. The person that you slept with, you had immorality with, that you did not marry, who will marry that one?
Oh!
You understand? So why do we do unequal things? You are not. You are not. And this is what you are insisting. You are a full mancello. 45. It's time to marry. You are looking for under 20. 21. How about now? The people in your vicinity, who are you leaving them for? You were in school together. You grew up together. They are not married and you are happy. The young boys of 21, leave the children for them to marry.
I wonder, competing with the young boys, so that they can easily tell the boy, you don't have car, you don't have house, I know they marry. Because one man that already has those things is coming their way. Why now?
I forgot to tell you that the person that was insisting that he must marry a virgin was married before.
Okay, that has to be answered. One of the funniest videos I've seen. The word mancello.
Wow,
that's a new one.
Mancello.
Oh, mancello.
But from what he said, yeah. Do you guys agree on that? It's so funny. I don't even know what to say or where to start.
Yeah, I like them young, Sha. So wait, hold on, seriously.
Who are you going to leave them for?
Leave who for the what?
Them.
The older one.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the older women, right? But a lot of them are cuckoo. A lot of them have gone through so much in life that the way they act is just, you see the younger ones, they just want to have fun and make you feel young again, rejuvenated and all. So I like them young. I don't know what she's talking about.
So are you a mancello?
No.
Yes. All right. You're definitely a mancello from what you're talking about. So Frank, what are your thoughts about what Pastor Paul says?
Well, I think that's his opinion, but the thing is, you see, the thing about marriage is not about age or anything. You can still see a very mad partner that is young. You can see a very good partner that is older, that is close to your age. It's not about all that. See, nobody has ever figured out what marriage is. Marriage, someone defined marriage as giving someone the power to destroy you and hoping that they don't use it.
Do it. Wow.
Love and marriage. Giving somebody the power to destroy you. Because if, no matter how successful you are, look at Jeff Bezos now. I mean, they could divorce Jeff Bezos and the richest man in the world and who's this other guy?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. That's why my man Elon says, I'm going to keep a single and have 10 children. I don't give a damn. So the thing is, there is no parameter you could use to know who. There's no demographics. There's no tribe. There's no religion that you could use and say, okay,
this is how it's going to work.
Yes, I want a young girl who's between the ages of 20-25 that is Muslim, that is from the middle belt, that, you know, her parents weren't divorced, that this, you go and go and go. If that thing is not right, it will still crash. So it's not about age, you understand? It's not about age. But of course, we know that when people grow older, I mean, it looks like marriage is just slipping you by. But some people that are above the age of 40, 35, 40, some ladies, they still get married. And they get married and their marriages even outlast the people that went for young ones. So nobody can really, you know, tell. Marriage is not like physics where you have laws and formula. It's just, hey.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Gang, what's your submission on
it's the video, like you said, is hilarious. I'm surprised that's what the church has come to. It's a different kind of gospel.
No, but church is being run by human beings. And human beings have their own opinions, no matter how weird it may sound.
I agree, but you know, some people are so gullible that they take certain things,
and that's their fault,
as they receive it, and
so
they now feel that
what do you think is wrong with what was said?
Now, what I think is wrong here is that, very similar to what Frank said, age is just nothing but a number as long as you're an adult and you're mature and there's consent and that mutual agreement. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself some questions. Virgin or not a virgin? For a woman to get to the age, they put this on 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
So they're putting that on us. Thank God all of us here are taken or have been taken. But
what was he talking about?
but just check this out.
Okay.
A woman that has not been married and gets to the age of 40, how does society see her?
Okay. But do you know that as a 40-year-old man in today's world, it's also equally difficult for you to find a woman who's willing to, be in a relationship with you?
No.
And wait.
Okay.
Let's say a 40-year-old that is divorced with children.
Oh,
it puts this person in a box whereby it's difficult for you. You meet someone that you guys connect, everything is all good, but you see that question mark about the fact that you were formerly married and you have kids by that person.
That's also a factor.
That's also a factor.
It's a factor, but you're a man. The way society looks at it, the older man marries the younger woman, give or take the age gap.
Like you said, who made the rules?
Yes, but then at the same time, just imagine a set of women coming to this place now. They've never been married and they're 40. You now be wondering, what have they done with their lives to this extent that marriage was never on the table? And now they decide to get married?
But
so it's hard. It's easy. Let me tell you the funny thing. It's easy to say, go for your mate. When we were younger, our mates didn't want us. They wanted older men.
Thank you. That was what I wanted to go to.
They didn't want us. They wanted older men. Now that we're older, they're not saying, and they finished with the older men.
Why are you leaving them
come back. They now come back to us.
But in terms of maturity, everybody knows that the girl that is the same age as you is more mature.
Yeah,
is more mature than the guy. Yeah. That's why some ladies prefer older men.
Yeah,
because they are in the bandwidth of their experience, maybe intelligence. Because but that being said, there's no formula to all this.
Yeah.
You might end up. Let me tell you something. A gay couple might have a longer marriage than a straight couple.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How
does that formula come to play? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It shows you that
there's no formula.
It's not. Yes, there's no formula.
There's no formula.
What you do is just throw your dice and see if you end with something. Anything you end up with, try and make it work. If it gets to the point that doesn't work, try again. Then you know what? Just say, it's not serious. Society imposes marriage on people, especially women. It's not supposed to be so.
I have a theory on what you just said. I feel that over time, over the years, over history, marriage had to be a thing because without marriage, without certain rules, the world would be chaotic. Women actually are very powerful.
Oh.
And imagine a world whereby they don't see being married as a thing.
As a thing, right?
They have the option to, you know, choose today Mouse, tomorrow Frank, next tomorrow Gang. Hopefully they choose me. Imagine a society like that. Men would lose total control of everything. And like they say, you know, a world without rules is absolute chaos. So I think marriage is for control. I don't think it's very realistic. I don't think it's very realistic. I think it's for control, it's for balance, and it's for definition in a society.
All right, here's one theory that may be controversial.
Okay.
Tell me one advantage of marriage to men that a single man can't have.
Gang, do you want to answer that?
He's talking to you.
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, Gang, answer.
Yeah.
That a single man can't have?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me one advantage of marriage to a man. I'm not talking about woman, to a man.
Companionship?
Exactly. Nope, I can get companionship. A single man, as a matter of fact, can get the best of companionship.
What about your children?
Anyway, what about your children?
Yeah.
In terms of a happy home and everything?
No, in terms of having kids.
Having kids, you can have baby mamas.
Without being married.
Can have baby mamas.
Yeah.
Next.
Baby mamas out of wedlock. Well,
no, excuse me. What about marriages that hit the rocks? That's out of marriage too. As a matter of fact, that is more heartbreaking than baby, because when the child comes in, when the child is giving birth to, you'll be like, that is always going on. That is always going on. He's used to it. But you give.
Well, what if a man marries, for the men that marry like richer women or marry for resources, they have an advantage there now.
What advantage is that?
That marry higher class women.
Marry up.
Like some men marry into wealth.
Then you'll be a footstool forever now.
Exactly.
You can't say anything. As a matter of fact, your wife will shut you up at family meetings because it's her father's money that is feeding you, and that, of course, will cause the power dynamics to change. Please, tell me. Nobody?
Political positions. There's some political positions you can't attain if you're not married.
You know what? On this, I'm on.
I know where Frank.
I know what Frank is talking about. I'm on the same team.
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think outside the box.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I like it. I like it because you are.
Because he has challenged me, and I'm thinking he's right. But I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm coming from different angles.
Let me tell you something.
Anything?
Let me tell you what political position must you be married to get?
Can you be president without being married?
But how many people can be president?
Frank
Since Nigeria came into existence, let me tell you something. I can't be president. You know why? Since I was born, my president has always been older than me. I'm going to be 53 this year. So what chances? What are the odds that I will be president? So president is out. So tell me,
governor.
You mustn't be married. You must not be married
you have to
be my governor. My governor of Akwa Ibom State. Think. If I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm not saying, but I think his wife passed.
Yeah, he's a widower.
He's governor.
Yeah, but he was. He tasted.
But he was married.
All right, guys, let's hold that thought. We'll take a quick break, and then
you guys can't tell me.
We'll continue with the conversation. It is still the Black Tip, the Ultimate Men's Guide. We'll see you shortly.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of you, pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guys, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person we go give am to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman. Talk no dey be person make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Husband, we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria. Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of you, pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guys, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person we go give am to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Black Table, the ultimate men's guide, and so much has happened behind the scenes. A lot of conversations left and right. But before we go ahead and continue what we're talking about, I'm going to be introducing Mr. Energy himself.
Yes, sir.
A sports enthusiast, host, actor, former Big Brother contestant.
Yes, sir.
Man, the
Miracle Okafor Paul. Miracle
and the outfit is outfitted.
They said we're sitting out on the table, so I had to present myself properly. Wow, you feel me? But I'm against Mr. Frank. I'm fully against him.
Okay.
All right.
Hit me with your points.
Both of them had a conversation in regards to our last quick fire, which had to do with, do men naturally get anything from being married? And of course, Miracle here has quite a lot to share in regards to that.
Yeah, what do you think a man gains from marriage?
So that single men don't get.
So I feel like the perspective is based on a public perception, not personal. Because if it's personal, we won't care. But is what do the public think of a married man? And let's think about that in our culture, first of all. What do the society of Nigeria, Africa, think of a married man? Responsible, family man,
status.
You feel more likely to trust a married man than an unmarried man. You feel safer with a married man, and you're more likely to do business with a married man. So that's why in today's world, people will tell you marriage is not even about love. Marriage is a business plan between you and that girl and what you guys can do for each other to build an empire.
That's interesting.
Well, on the contrary. Okay.
And I've said this on my podcast as well.
What's the name of your podcast again?
Saturday Brunch with Miracle OP.
Okay, cool.
You also subscribe to that. But I said on my podcast as well, I said,
Imagine if marriages were like football contracts. After every 5 years, we come together and decide if we want to renew. If we don't, you step away, I step away. Because we already have baby mothers roaming about. So why not just do marriages like football contracts? Facts. I mean, if the kids are not what's going to keep us... Because back then, the kids are what held mommy and daddy together. Yeah. Despite what they may go through. The kids are there. So now we don't care about the kids. Why not do it as football contracts? It's because society sees a married man as the man. You're a man.
All right. I feel that anybody that considers any action or any part of life based on how society looks on him, perceives them, will fail.
Okay.
Because you are your own individual.
Yeah.
Society values are dying. They are dying fast. Now, when somebody, let's take a wealthy guy.
Yeah.
Society respects a wealthy guy.
Yeah.
The single wealthy guy.
Whatever the situation is.
More than a decent married guy.
Yeah.
That's it. Society is changing and living. So those old tenets of society that we adhere to, they are gone because new generations have come. Yeah. This is a new generation powered by technology. At the snap of the finger, the press of a button, or the opening of an app or AI, you get you just like the genie in the lamp. Yeah. Just rub it and it says, what can I do for you? Yeah. So the generation, it has changed from those days that those values were instituted. Yeah. Right now, it is very difficult. There are divorces everywhere. Yeah. Happening, it didn't used to happen then. Yeah. I feel with social media, those days, you sit at home, you interact with people maybe at town meetings, at community, at shindigs and everything happens once in a while, and you go back home to take care of your family. Now you are sitting at home and portals of what is going on out there unleashed on your phone. Yeah. So what are you seeing? Right. So you are seeing women. You're seeing women saying, I'm the boss lady, I'm a bad bitch, and I'm accomplished, I'm this, I don't need a man, I don't know, and they are looking little young ladies are scrolling and saying, you know what? When you look at the devil long enough, it will start becoming your role model. Yeah. So what happens is they start living that life, and that particular life cannot keep a marriage. That's why you have divorces.
Are you saying social media is the reason why?
It's one of the reasons.
One of the reasons marriages are not lasting.
Yes, one of the reasons.
I just think people are quitters.
No,
I honestly think people are quitters.
Miracle, before you
get on the show. No. There are two entities involved in marriage, not one.
Of course.
So now, whether you like it or not, if one person is not a quitter and the other one is a quitter, that marriage will head for the rocks.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people marry. Like I said this on my podcast as well. I was like, every woman wants a 1% man.
What's a 1%?
A 1% man is a tall guy, rich, successful, affluent. They want that guy. Okay. A guy that's going to spend a lot of money on them. A guy that's going to take care of all their bills. Okay. A traditional man. Yeah. What we saw our father as, because he paid the school fees, he took care of mommy, he took care of the house. A traditional man. That's what they want.
Yeah, but I need, before you go any further, Frank asked Gang a question about what do you think a married man in today's society will be getting that a single man can't get?
Yes.
I think if we can start with that, we can analyze.
What does a man gain in marriage? Yeah. That's a single
respect.
Guy. There's a what?
Societal respect.
Society doesn't have respect.
But we're still dictated by society, though.
No, we are not.
But like he said, a wealthy man also gets that kind of respect, and if it's
by that same society.
But okay, let me put it like this: If a single guy had a lot of money and he was staying right here, and a married man, 2 kids, 1 girl, 1 boy, beautiful family, was right here, had a lot of money, and you were in a party and you had to mingle with one potentially to do business with, who are you going to lean more towards?
The one that has more money.
No, they both have the same amount of money.
Okay, they have the same amount of money. Yeah. Who would I do business with?
Who would you feel safer?
With?
The single guy.
Be honest.
The single guy, because I know the single guy doesn't have a woman that he has to go to say, well, honey, what do you think of this guy?
Yeah.
And she can shut the thing down. I'm telling you facts. Fact, I go with the single guy
I think
every
I'll go
time.
With the single guy.
I go with the single time
because he has no attachment.
He has no attachment.
He's focused.
The guy is focused on the business. This man is thinking of family. The man, you even coming to meet him, you're like, are you married? Are you?
Do you know why I'll go for the married man?
Talk to me.
Because the married man is more hungry. He has mouths to feed. I'm telling you, there is a different motivation you get as a man.
Are you telling me
when
every
you
married
sit up when you have kids and when you don't have kids?
Are you telling me every married
because when
man
you have kids,
caters? Are you telling me that every married man caters for their family? Is that why you're telling me? Once you are married, you cater automatically.
Every married man, immediately he starts having kids, he serves his kids.
No,
He's
you're
saving
wrong.
everything for his
There
kids.
are cases of deadbeat dads. Deadbeat dads.
That's why I said traditional men.
No, they are not plenty.
Of course, deadbeats that.
They are not plenty.
There are lots of those.
Responsible. It's just not just because you are married. Automatically, you are responsible.
I agree with that.
So that's what we're talking about.
But that's a different thing tied into this, and I like the direction we're going into. I am of the school of thought that the world has evolved and changed so much that traditional ethics doesn't really apply into this world. And if we really break it down, I think women have more to lose being married than men have more to lose. And the reason I'm saying
they have more to gain.
They have more to gain.
More to lose. I know what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
When a woman is married, she focuses on ensuring that she keeps her home. She tries everything possible. For the modern day man, you see what he's seeing at home, he can find out there. He can get it easily.
If you talk about the modern day man, you must talk about the modern day woman too.
Yeah.
Because a modern day woman, if the husband goes out and cheats, the modern day woman, some would say, if you can do it, I can do it too. Because they have the women cannot be downtrodden anymore.
Yeah.
They have the gusto. They have role models that have gone into, they have become captains of industry. They are achieving, and it's not those days of the Boston Tea Party. Now the glass ceiling has been broken.
Do we need to bring shame back?
What?
I said this. Do we need to bring shame back?
How do you mean?
Shame.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't have any shame.
How are you going to bring shame back?
I'll give an example.
When our values,
the values are
the values are all topsy-turvy.
You see, this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If everybody keeps saying our values are gone, then they'll actually be gone. But if we keep saying we are not going to put light on this because of our values, we can do that.
No. You have to do that as a communal society. You can't be a lone voice in the wilderness and say our values are here. Let me tell you something about words. Words are words. Actions are louder than words. There's a saying, don't tell me who you are. You know why? Because who you are beckons so loudly that I cannot hear what you're saying to the contrary.
Wow.
So I see your actions. It's not by words. What we are, we are. If we don't change our actions, words cannot do it. Words are used by people who hoodwink citizenries and say, hey, this is it. If you are suave, if you are eloquent, and if you know how to... Do you know that in a country like Nigeria, it's easy for somebody to scam 1 million people than for them to scam 2 people? Because everybody does this bandwagon effect. Go to any post on any of these blogs, check out the first comment, scroll down. That first comment, everybody will say it's true. Everybody's following.
Everyone follows the lead.
That is the problem. So right now, words will not help it. Words ain't gonna cut it. What we need to do is look at ourselves, but we have to synchronize. If you look at yourself and say, I want to change, my brother, that change will last only 5 days, because you'll find out that you've not been able to get anybody to buy into your philosophy. That's the problem. You have it. You are strong. See, it's just like people saying, oh, when you go into government, I want to go and make change. Then you go into government and you see the cesspool that is there. How are you going to change? Some of them, if you don't like, just sit down, collect this, just relax. And I am telling you, you will change.
No, but I feel like I agree with you, but I feel like what you're preaching is.
I'm not preaching. I'm just saying.
Okay, I feel like what you're saying is it is what it is.
Yes.
No, but I don't. I disagree to that mentality. I feel like for change to be made, we need to speak against the norm. And if the norm has been the norm, and we don't like the norm, why shouldn't we speak against it?
No, you can speak against it, but I'm not saying. But
But if all you do is speak,
there is no assurance that there will be change after your speech.
Yeah. But with that mentality, how would there be change?
There can be change because we've seen speeches delivered and no change.
Imagine if during the slave trade era, where people were trying to abolish slavery, all the slaves are like, "Oh, it's not going to work." Some people said that. And so people were like, "Now we're actually going to fight. If some of us die, we die, but we're going to be free."
That was a different generation where there were no distractions.
I feel like people don't just want to die.
No, you're right about that. People don't want to die, number one.
Yeah. Because people don't want to die because the same people you're trying to save will chastise you for trying to save them when you fail and when you die.
Exactly.
It's happened. It's happened.
At this point,
many
I need
years.
to take a couple of social media feedback on the things we've talked about, and then we need to wrap up the show with the toast of the week. And
I didn't think you guys should make this show 2 hours.
Bro, facts.
Facts.
Okay.
So TVC,
noted.
TVC, big guns and
2-hour segments.
Big honchos. They should make it 2 hours because you can never.
Time. It's not enough.
It's not enough. It can't be enough.
This is barbershop talk.
Yeah,
that's
it. That's it.
All right. So we have Agbenga. Agbenga says, "Olamide, the video we just watched, is it true? Question mark. A 45-year-old man still staying with his parents and still being entitled. It's very true.
Dude, I thought it was a skit myself.
Yeah, he should come to Nigeria for 3 months. We want to show him something." Adayo says, "The thing making me laugh is the pastor that says the 40-something-year-old woman, who are you leaving them for?" Okay, anyways, I think men that do that are selfish. How can you, a 46-year-old man, look at a 21-year-old girl who died now? Okay, thank you, Adayo. Ashon says, "It's always a pleasure seeing Frank Edoho on the black table. I always look forward to his submissions."
Thank you.
At Awa says, "Miracle just got here, but he's dropping germs."
Yeah, dropping knowledge.
But really, I am datum, a married man right now.
You're dating.
Dating. Oh, I am dating. Oh, DATUM. Is that what they? Okay.
No. I think it's
whatever the slang is. Yeah, I'm dating a married man right now. I have no intention to scatter his home or marry him, but he is the best relationship I have ever had.
It's the best relationship because
he takes care of me, pays my bills. I do not lack anything.
Yes.
I will never give that up for a small boy at the moment.
Oh, you're a side piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a side piece.
Yeah, side piece.
You see what I said about social media?
Exactly.
Now, someone is going to hear that and say, well, that's the norm and everything.
The norm,
Before you know, there's an infestation of people like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff
they're all
like
over.
cider budge. All right.
That way.
Whoa.
I said that.
I said this. If you say something online, and she's the first person that comes out to defend you, you know you're wrong.
Yeah.
You have to be wrong.
No, come on. Listen to me.
If Cider Budge comes out to defend you,
Miracle.
He'll delete whatever you posted because you're wrong.
Miracle.
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you something about human beings. There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society. I heard that thing and I went crazy when I was in the University of Calabar and the guy cited some examples. Let me tell you something. Cider Budge cannot be wrong all the time.
Oh, no, she's wrong.
She cannot. There is nobody in this world, even a spoiled clock is correct twice a day.
Unless a broken clock.
A broken clock, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's correct 1 second of the day.
No, twice. Twice, yes.
Okay.
It shows that it's not completely wrong.
That girl needs to be. I don't know.
No.
We need to protest against her.
Why?
No, we have to
protest.
She's a.
You're going to leave what the economy is doing to poor people and protest against Cider Budge.
I understand her source of entertainment, but a source of advice? No.
She doesn't advise. She just does commentary. And if somebody does commentary, that is their opinion. That's the thing about Nigeria and this generation.
She does comedy. I swear she dropped an album like 2 months ago.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that the people that attacked Dave Chappelle because of comedy, he should tell them that it's just comedy? Of course it's just comedy. You should know how to distinguish as
Dave Chappelle, no.
as intellect. No. I'm saying that. No. Let me land. I'm saying that the lack of an audience to understand and distinguish between sarcasm, joke, and someone's opinion.
Which one is it though?
No, it doesn't matter. Even if it's any of the above, the audience should take it like that's an opinion. It's not a decree.
It's an opinion.
No.
Exactly.
It's not a decree.
No.
Otherwise, you are infringing on the fundamental human rights.
I'm infringing on her rights. I'm infringing on Sada Boy's rights.
I think that's a point.
I agree on infringing on her rights. I say we write a petition to EFCC since they're arresting everybody. We might as well pick her up.
No, that's
they're probably in the same role.
No, that's
orchard.
That's personal vitriol.
I saw her in Chicken Republic one time. Okay, you gotta go. I'm gonna write a petition.
Why didn't you protest when you had the time in Chicken?
I'm gonna write a petition tonight. A strong email too. Write a strong email.
All right,
to the
so
FCC.
we won't be able to take just a tip and the toast of the day, but yeah, we can toast to the men of the Black Table tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
I toast to his outfit.
Yes.
Yeah. Toast to traditional men.
Of course.
Yeah.
Toast to traditional men.
Wow.
It's all good.
The universe saw that. They saw the phone, so spilled your drinks. All
right. We'll see you guys same time, same station next week. Yeah. It's still the Black Table. Have a good night.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barka mu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station.